Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Yeah, today we are covering some reactions and first reviews coming out of some early screenings and the premiere for Wicked. I know this is highly anticipated, one of, if not, the most beloved musical of all time, getting a huge budget, theatrical adaptation. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cover some of these first reviews and reactions. But if you are new here and you like this type of content, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing, and clicking that bell. It helps us get in the algorithm and pushes us towards people that watch this type of content. But that's gonna be the intro because I know this is very and highly anticipated. So we're gonna hop straight into these reactions. The first one we have comes from Jacqueline saying, I saw Wicked last month and I haven't stopped thinking about it. Ariana and Cynthia are transcendent. Jonathan Bailey's singing and dancing will leave you breathless. I adored it. Bravo, John M. Chu. By the way, Glicked is the perfect double feature for couples and older families. I'm pretty sure that is a reference to Gladiator and Wicked, considering they both come out simultaneously on the same day. So I'm really curious to see, if one or the other is affected by that in any way. But they were extremely positive on that. That is great to hear. Let's go ahead and move on, though. This next one that we have comes from Simon Thompson saying, Wicked is an awesome spectacle that pops and enchants on the big screen. An absolutely stunning vision. Leads Erivo and Grande knock it out of the park. While this perhaps won't convert many anti-musical folks, genre fans and diehard Aussians or Wickhards will feast on this. Another one that's extremely positive. I'm glad that they brought up that this won't change your thoughts on whether or not you love musicals, because I do think this could be a situation where some people might be a little exaggerational or hyperbolic in saying stuff like that, and I appreciate that honesty. But even they were extremely positive on it. But this next one we have comes from Drew Taylor, and he says, Wicked is solid, sumptuously realized, occasionally quite moving. Both leads are amazing, but it also falls into some of the traps of Disney live-action remakes that diminishes its power. It's overlong, noisy, over-designed. Overall, I liked it a lot and can't wait for part 2. That was more of a mixed one, but still very much leaning to the positive side, which we love to see. And, definitely adding some critiques in there with obviously the length of this movie and how it's a bit over polished, I would say, is what they're kind of saying, but still extremely positive, extremely looking forward to this. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to this next one, which comes from Reese Havoc saying, all I can say is wow, truly a Wicked for our time. Ariana reinvents a beloved role with immediately iconic comedic sensibility. Cynthia's vocals will astound you. As a longtime fan, I am so moved by the way they honored the material. Congratulations to John Chu and all. Another one really, positive, and it seems like everyone's really high on Ariana Grande and Cynthia, but it seems like Ariana Grande is getting the most love and kind of catching the most eyes, and I'm curious to see how that will play out once the movie releases, if that will kind of gain momentum or kind of lose it. But yeah, sounds extremely positive once again. But let's move on because this next one comes from Aaron Strecker saying, happy to confirm Wicked is the best musical to movie adaptation since Chicago and Mamma Mia. Ariana Grande is perfection. Hilly Buster and I kept grabbing each other's arm in delight. I'm guessing that's her friend, but I'm glad to hear it. Them saying that it's the best musical to movie adaptation, since Chicago and Mamma Mia is very high praise. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like every musical to movie adaptation is perfection, but we've had some solid ones over the years. Movies like Hairspray, both West Side Stories, Matilda, even recently with Tick Tick Boom, there has been some phenomenal musical adaptations. So, I mean, that's no slight. Like, that's something huge to say, and yeah, that gets me very excited. But this next one comes from Clayton Davis, and he says, Wicked rocks, kids. Galinda is the role Ariana Grande was born to play. Perfectly suited and genuinely a hilarious scene-stealing performance. Cynthia Erivo's heavenly vocals allow her to make Elphaba her own. The team of artisans assembled by John M. Chu all put their signature touches. Very excited to see what they do with part 2. Another one, extremely positive. Love to hear it. Seems like everyone's really walking out of the movie loving it so far, even the people that are mixed, and you know, that's good to hear. Something that's overwhelmingly positive, and hopefully when more people get to see this movie, that is kind of the general consensus, because, you know, I want this movie to succeed. But yeah, let's keep going on. This next one that we have comes from David, saying, Wicked defied gravity and my expectations. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande stun in this epic musical journey. Although it's only part 1 of 6, Wicked feels like a complete story, sure to garner plenty of technical Oscar nominations and maybe a few acting nods too. I wonder if they are referencing Ariana Grande, because it seems like she's kind of the one everyone's talking about. But you know, if Cynthia Erivo is able to grab one up too, that would be amazing. I'm really curious to see how audiences react to this, and you know, how great their performances are, because this has huge potential. But this next one that we have comes from Jazz, saying, as someone who loves The Wizard of Oz and the Wicked music, I was skeptical about it. Did this need to be 2 films and this long? What were those clips? I wasn't sold, and I was wrong. Wicked is everything cinema should be. The crafts and acting are the absolute shiz. Wow, that's someone who was going into it not expecting much and kind of disappointed with, it seems like, the marketing, which, you know, some people are talking about these clips and trailer bits that they're releasing and kind of using them to dunk on the movie. But it seems like this person, who even went in a bit skeptical, was really blown away and had their expectations, you know, blown out of the water, which, you know, we all want. But yeah, that was super positive. Loved hearing it. But this next one comes from Catsy. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but they said, I was pessimistical going in, but Wicked is a masterpiece. Ariana Grande makes Galinda sparkle. She milks every moment with gusto, humor, and hair flips. John M. Chu added so much new life to the story that I can see why it needed to be 2 parts. Well worth the 20-year wait. Those are big words. And I'm curious to see if when I watch the movie, if it'll fill the shoes, because obviously I don't have too many big expectations going into it, but you know, I'm hoping to walk out of the theater at least satisfied with my experience, and so far seems like everyone has. This next one comes from the T of Hollywood, saying, Wicked is a lavish musical spectacle. Ariana Grande is a natural actress, songstress, and comedian. She steals every scene she's in. The lesser-known Cynthia Erivo holds her own, but let it be known, this is Grande's show. Definitely expect an Oscar nomination for her. That is huge words, especially, you know, these are early reactions. You know, when you say that so early on, some people might take that and set expectations extremely high, but you know, we're in a point of the year where there's not that many contenders coming out left. I can count them on my hands, and if true, maybe Ariana Grande does deliver something that could snag her up a little Oscar nomination, which would be amazing. And we're gonna cover one more, then wrap this video up. This one from Scott Menzel, saying, Wicked is a cinematic spectacle that serves as one of the very best big screen adaptations of a Broadway musical ever. John M. Chu perfectly captures the magic of the Broadway show while adding some of his own unique flourishes to the source material. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo completely knock it out of the park as Elphaba and Galinda. Jonathan Bailey is also quite phenomenal in the film. Wicked lives up to the hype and often succeeds it. Oh, and there is one scene that fans of the Broadway show are going to absolutely lose their minds over. Wicked is hands down one of the year's best films. That is high praise, and I cannot wait to see this. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think about these reactions, and how excited are you for Wicked? Is it something you have no expectations for? Are you a huge fan of the Broadway? Anything related to this, I love discussing with you guys in the comments below. And if you made it this far and you haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe, and click that bell. Helps out the channel a lot. It's free, gets us recommended to people that watch this type of content, and it would just be so greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Please stay safe, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one.